Welcome to Zoho CRM Getting Started. This webinar is geared towards brand new users to Zoho CRM, so you may be new to a CRM system in general, or you may be on a trial version of one edition of our CRM product. Today we'll be going through the basic features inside CRM. So what are the different modules or components of a CRM system, and how can you begin to implement this solution for your business? We'll look at how to get started with your sales funnel by adding a new lead, importing some new data, then converting that lead, and following the flow of data through your sales pipeline. We'll also look at the reports and dashboards that are available with Zoho CRM. This will include a live demo inside our product, and at the end I'll point you to some resources and some contact information for the Zoho team to help you get started with CRM. All right, so let's go ahead and look over the agenda for today's session. As I said, we'll be mentioning the basic features of CRM and how you can begin to implement this type of business solution for your organization. We'll look at a few customization options inside, just very basic ones, but if you are interested in more advanced setup and customization features, let's say you're a more intermediate or advanced CRM user, we definitely invite you to join us for the next webinar, which is called Zoho CRM Setup and Customization. But today we're going to look at setting up your CRM, so thinking about your business process, how you organize your users within the system, and how you manage all of your leads. All right, so let's go ahead and get started by looking at some best practices for setting up your CRM. I've kind of divided this up into 3 sections, and these are the different areas that we'll be looking at in the demo as well. Now, the first would be your process. So how do you want your business to operate using a CRM system? Next is going to be your people. So how do you want to structure your team inside Zoho CRM? And that can be based on your current organization's hierarchy structure. And third is insight, and that's just your data. So what you collect, what you see inside your CRM, how you report on it, and how you keep it clean. So all of these areas are important when you're first implementing a CRM, and it's definitely worth your time to think through each of these steps. Now, the most important of which is the process, and this is really the stage we advise people to spend the most time thinking through before even choosing the CRM that's right for you. So it's important to define your sales process. And you can look at all of the steps that you want to include in your sales funnel. So identify each of those stages, determine the actions that you need to take at each of these stages. For example, when you first generate a lead and that lead comes into your CRM, do you want to automatically set up a follow-up task? Maybe shoot them an email, assign them to a sales rep, different things like that. And keep in mind that all of these stages, for the most part, can be automated. And that's something that Zoho CRM in particular can help you with. We do have various automation features, including setting up a workflow rule. So once a lead comes in, you can automatically assign them to a rep with lead assignment, have a task automatically be set up in their CRM system, different things like that. And actually, if you are interested in setting that up, that's something that we cover in the setup and customization session. But this is just a stage that you really want to be sure that you have nailed down before you pick a CRM system. And once you do that, you can then adapt the CRM software to your business. So you can customize the different modules that you see in your CRM, create custom fields so that you're collecting only the data that's relevant for you, and also change the page layouts so that whenever you go in to create a new lead record, you're seeing the layout that is most productive for you and capturing the data that you really need. A common error that we see is that people really want to get started with a particular CRM and they want to fit their business model around what the CRM can do for them. And that's really a backwards way of thinking. If your current business process and sales daily objectives are working for you and your team, then keep that. And you can easily customize the CRM depending on what edition you have with Zoho. There's different customization options that are available for you. So depending on your needs, you can certainly adapt it to fit your current organization. Okay, so with some of that in mind, I wanted to kind of give you a feel for the different modules that you'll be seeing inside the CRM. In today's demo, we're going to spend most of our time in the lead module. And our system defines a lead as the first point of contact that you have with a potential customer or an organization. You may refer to them as a prospect. So you don't know if they're interested in your product or service yet, so they are not qualified. And in your CRM, these are the people that you need to follow up with. So determine if they're qualified before you can convert that lead. Then once you convert a lead, they're created into a contact. So that's another module that you'll see. And the contact is just the person with whom you're speaking. And an account is going to be created based on the organization or business name that that contact works for. And you're also going to have a deal. You may consider this like a proposal or an opportunity. So it's going to have a dollar amount assigned to it. And this is what the system uses to track your sales pipeline. So you would want to set up the amount of revenue that you expect to receive from that particular contact with this project or sale. And it'll help you with forecasting and tracking your sales through your sales pipeline. So these are the basic modules. We'll also go into the activities module and the reports module. Just kind of wanted to give you a head start on what to expect. Now the next step in setting up your CRM is to think about the people that are going to be using it. So this is your team, how they're organized, who reports to whom, and which users need access to what data. Now you can set all of this up using what is called roles and profiles. So each person in your organization will need a user license to access your CRM. And as the administrator, you are responsible for inviting new users to your CRM and purchasing those licenses for them. Now, what you don't want to do is tell each of your new users to go to Zoho.com, set up an account from there, because that will just create a whole new CRM system and they won't have access to your data. So what we'll see in the demo today is you want to be sure to send them an invitation via email inside the CRM, and that way they'll be properly added to your CRM account. Then with data sharing settings, you can select what role or profile each of those new users has, and that will determine the data that they can see, what actions they can take with that data, and so forth. So there is quite a bit of control and flexibility for the different users in your organization. And third is insight. So the data in your CRM, what information do you want to see? How do you keep it organized? And how most importantly, do you report on it? This is a category that we'll be seeing in the demo. So we're going to watch how our data flows through the system, and that really is the main takeaway for today's webinar and for knowing how to get started with your CRM. Now, an important part of knowing your data, of course, is the reports that you create. So running analytics to chart your sales progress and having the ability to share these reports with other people is really important for a CRM system. With Zoho, we have over 50 default reports with the option to build custom reports on top of that. And we'll see with a new UI, there's a few more reports that we've added, such as the check-in reports for mobile. So if your sales reps are out in the field and they want to check in to the various client meetings that they're attending, they can now run reports and stats on that. And all of the data in your reports can be visualized through graphics with dashboards. That's another module that we'll look at today. Now, dashboards are a really cool CRM feature. And for those of you who have used our CRM before, you'll notice that our dashboard module looks a little bit different with the new UI. So we've created more dynamic, fluid interfaces for the dashboard components, making it easier to customize the chart types, the look and flow of your data, and choosing it from the different reports to be displayed in your module. All right, so that's kind of a lot of information to get you started. But before going into the live demo, let's take a quick look at an overview of how data is going to move through your CRM. So how do all of these pieces that we've just talked about work together, and how can you begin to kind of organize your process to make the most out of your CRM? Now, some of you have probably seen a chart very similar to this, and this is just how you kind of move through your sales funnel. It starts at the top left. So when you run campaigns, you're generating leads through multiple sources and multiple channels. You might be meeting a lead in person, over the phone. You might have a contact form on your website, via social media and other online channels. And as you generate new leads, Zoho CRM is designed to help you capture them through multiple channels and even automate this process, making sure that whichever sales rep that your leads are assigned to, that they can be sure to follow up with them and not miss any of those leads that are coming in. So as we kind of move through the flow here, going clockwise, you can assign those new leads to specific sales reps, or you can set it up round robin style so that all of your new leads are just automatically distributed evenly amongst your team. And then of course it's up to those sales reps to follow up with those leads, shoot them an email, follow up via phone, DM on social, all of those multiple channels. Zoho CRM makes it really easy for your lead to stay in touch. Then at that point, again, we'll move through the flow. You want to qualify that lead. So they've become more educated on your product or service. They've gained more trust in you as a company and a brand by communicating with your sales rep. And at that point, you can convert that lead. So categorize that lead now as an account, a contact, and hopefully now have an opportunity or a deal in your pipeline that you can use for forecasting, projecting your sales results, and hopefully meeting your sales goals by the end of the month. And of course, once you have that new contact in your system, again, you want to follow up with them through all of those channels, continue to build that customer relationship, and hopefully all of your deals are ending in one and less of them end in loss. So just kind of a quick overview there. And with all of this in mind, we'll go ahead and jump into a live demo inside our CRM product. All right, so now I'm logged into my Zoho CRM account. You can see that it takes me to the home page, which is just a collection of various dashboards that I've created here. And you can fully customize this page. The more that you use your CRM, of course, the more data that you'll have to play around with. I can add more components. Let's say I want to see a dashboard from my activities module. I can see that. I can play around with the interface here, change the sizes, move the order. So it's kind of new for the new CRM this year is this fluid homepage design. So just something to keep in mind as you add more data. But we're going to spend most of our time here in the leads module. So I open up my leads module and I'm just taken to a list of all of my leads. Now you can click on any of these and go into their individual records. You can also filter your leads here on the left, a drop down of different list views. You can also create more views if you want to add a custom view, just a way to filter through my leads. So maybe I come in and I want to see all of my recently converted leads. I can do that. You can also filter here by different criteria. If I only want to see leads of a particular company, maybe leads assigned to various lead owners. So this is kind of a new feature as well, just more criteria to use to filter through your leads. All right, now to get started, let's go ahead and add a new lead to the system, and I'll show you how to create a new lead record. So when creating a new record, you'll see that the lead owner is automatically assigned to me because this is my account, but I can go in here and I can actually assign this lead to any one of my other users in my CRM. Now also there's an option to pick a page layout. So if you're a company that offers various services or products and you kind of want to differentiate the leads coming in based on the data that you collect for that lead, you can create different page layouts. So you might see different fields, might be organized a little bit differently. And in the setup and customization webinar, we do go over how you can create these multiple page layouts. But for now, I'm just going to click the standard. Go ahead and fill in the data that I have for this new lead. I know her name is Sally Turner, and let's say she owns a day spa. And I also have her email address. All right, now the red fields are the mandatory fields. So you may have set it up so that in order to create a new lead record, you need at least these 3 fields. But in the setup option, you can go in and change which fields that you mark as mandatory. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Of course, I can go back in at any time as I gather more data about this lead and go ahead and fill in these other fields. Now, a couple things to point out here in the lead record. I have an option. I can add a profile picture for this new lead. Again, I can always go in and change the owner associated to this lead. So maybe I change my mind and I want Tracy now to be the owner for this lead, and therefore she's the one responsible for following up. If I scroll on down, you'll see a section to add notes. So maybe I want Tracy to know that I met Sally at a networking event. All right, and I can save that. Now, various people, users of the CRM, can come in and add notes to Sally's profile, and these will always be saved. So once I convert Sally to a contact, these notes will push over to her contact record. So I'll always have these notes in the system. I can go in and see which owner or users added a note when they added them. So that can be really helpful. Emails, of course, this will log all of my email correspondence with this new lead. And I can actually go in and go ahead and send her a quick email just to go ahead and get that communication started. I can type one by hand. I can also choose an email template that I have in my system. And these are various ones that I've already created. And what's cool here is we now have email analytics that go ahead and show up. So I can check my open rate. Maybe I'll want to choose one that has a more successful open rate that I send to my new lead. So I'm just going to go ahead and test this. And then once you send out that email, you see that it's been successfully logged here in her record. Now, adding attachments. A couple ways that you can add an attachment here for this new lead. You can attach from the Documents module, and this is a module in your CRM. If you're not familiar with that, it's just a way to upload various files to keep in your CRM system. So whether they come from emails, maybe you're uploading from other sources in the cloud, from your computer, it's just an easy way to keep all of your documents organized in your CRM. You can also attach from Zoho Docs, which is our online word processor tool. If you integrate with your Google account, you can upload from Google Drive. But I'm going to go ahead and upload a file from my desktop. And let's just say whenever I met Sally at the networking event, I created some more notes for her. I knew I'd want to add them to my CRM. Just some more information on Sally for following up with her. So now I have that attachment. And like the notes and everything else, whenever I convert this lead into an account, this attachment will stay with her record. All right, we can track here our open activities, so any new tasks, events, or calls that we create. I can add campaigns. If I want to add email campaigns through Zoho Campaigns, I can do that. Social interactions. Now, I can actually log if Sally ever mentions me through her Facebook or Twitter page, but you would simply just have to come down here, associate your Facebook account with your CRM account. And once you do that, you can interact with Sally straight away in real time in CRM by replying to her tweets and Facebook posts. Now I'm going to show you how to create a new open activity here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new task. And let's say follow up with Sally. I want to do this, okay, today's end of the month, do it by the end of the month. I can assign it to me, but I believe I assigned this lead to Tracy, so I want her to be the one to follow up with Sally. I can actually create a reminder for her. So I can send her an email reminder or create a pop-up that shows up here in the bottom of her CRM whenever that's due, things like that. So let's go ahead and create a task. Now I have this open task, and let's say the owner of this task, Tracy, went ahead, called Sally, she followed up with her, and she completed that task. So a green check mark you can click, say mark as complete, and now it shows up under the closed activities. All right, now let's say another activity you want to create is an event. You can go ahead and add that here, or you can add it through the calendar view, and I'll show you how you can do that. An option here on the top right for calendar. Go ahead and click on month view. And now I'll see a calendar of all of my events and calls that have been logged in my CRM. And let's say for this Friday, I'm going to go ahead and create a new event. And I want a lunch meeting with Sally. All right, I'm going to be the host, and I can add more participants for this event. So maybe I want to go ahead and send Sally an email invitation letting her know about this lunch that I'd like to host. And I can also invite other users who aren't in my CRM system. So maybe they're a Gmail account, Yahoo account. If they're not in my CRM, they can still receive an event invitation from me. And I want to go ahead and relate this new event to a lead record. Now, because it's associated with Sally, and I want this event to show up in her profile, I want to be sure to relate this event to her. So once I've done all that, click Save. A pop-up comes up, would you like to go ahead and send invitations to the guests? And yes, I'll go ahead and send them that invitation. So now I have a new event, and if I want to make sure that that was logged into Sally's record, I'm going to go back to her record. You'll see a little clock icon on the bottom for recent items. And that's a quick way. I can go ahead and click on her lead record, and it takes me back. If I scroll down in Open Activities, now my new event is logged here. All right, so at this point, this new lead, Sally, let's say we've followed up with her, we've qualified her as a lead, and now we're ready to convert her. So to convert Sally as a lead, there's a big button here on the top to convert. And at that point, it's going to create a new account record. So that's for her organization, her day spa, and also a new contact record. So she's still going to be the contact, but she's no longer a lead in the system. And in this case, I do want to go ahead and create a new deal to attach to this account. And I may say I'm a website design company, and I want to go ahead and design a website for Sally's Day Spa. All right, so add that closing date, let's say by the end of September. And then you want to pick the stage in which this deal is currently at. Now, these are the stages, of course, of your sales pipeline, and this may look different for you. You may have 2 stages, you may have 20 stages. And this kind of plays into when I mentioned that you want to have your business process all laid out and your sales funnel all laid out before you implement a CRM system. And a bit later in the demo, I'll go in and show you how you can customize what fields show up here, so how to create the different sales stages. Purpose of the demo, let's say it's in the negotiation stage. And I do want to move the attachments that I have with Sally's record and go ahead and move them to her contact record. All right, so go ahead and convert Sally. Now this little pop-up down here that keeps showing up, that's our Game Scope app that we have within our CRM. It's just a friendly competition of tracking how many leads you convert, any notes you add, emails you send, and you can actually set up those contests amongst your peers and in between different sales reps just to get a little friendly competition going and track your progress. All right, so now we've converted Sally, and you'll see we have these 3 new records that have been created for her. So if I go into her contact record, I'll just go ahead and click on that, and you can see it's set up really similar to a lead record. I can now see the deal that we have in the pipeline. I can see the contact owner is Tracy. Again, you can always change that. If I scroll down, we'll notice that the notes, of course, were converted over, any attachments that I had, the emails that have already been sent, the open activities, and things like that. Likewise, if I click on her account, So I can go ahead and go straight into the contacts module now. In her day spa account, I see the deals. Hopefully I'll be running more deals in this account over time, and I can add more contacts. The more I work with Sally and her team, I'll probably be adding more contacts here to this account record. And you kind of get a sense how everything flows together. So all of these are interconnected, the lead, accounts, contacts module, and the deals module as well. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the activities module. So as you bring in more leads, you get more customers. This is a great module for tracking all of your various activities. So I may want to look at all of my events, see which ones are coming up, which ones have been completed, all of my all of my calls that I've logged, different ways to filter through your activities here. And I do like this vertical view because I see all of my activities associated with the various records. So open deals, which activities for my leads and contacts record. But if you choose the horizontal view here, it's a great list view, but it doesn't show you which activities are associated with each record type. So just something to keep in mind as you're playing around with the activities module. All right, and I can go in each of these, click on the activity, and I can see all the notes that are attached to it. All of the information that I would need for this different activity. I can send emails. So lots of information here at hand to just kind of move down the line of each of my activities. Just a great way to keep you organized. Now, also the reports module. This is a really important component of your CRM system, is how you report on your sales progress and analyze your forecasting and the sales of all of your sales reps. Now you'll see on the left different ways to filter through your reports. Favorite reports is a new one that we have, so I can go in and star any of my reports that I want to see in my favorites list. I can look at check-in reports. That's a new one. So as I said, if your sales reps go out in the field and they're meeting with clients throughout the month, they can now run stats on that. All right, I can create a new report here. All right, so all of the reports come from the various modules, of course, in your CRM. Let's say I want to run a report on my leads, and I want to look at lead notes and emails. Then come in and choose what type of report you want to run. And continue through here. You can customize the columns. So which data you want to be represented on the axes. You can choose groupings. All right, so different ways that you can customize and create a new report there. And in addition to these reporting options, you can schedule a report to be sent out. So if I want to click on pipeline by stage, let's say I want to go ahead and share this with some members of my team, I can either export this into a different format and then go ahead and email that out, or straight from here I can send an email to various members of my team. So I can add recipients, so I can choose various users. Maybe I want to send it to a group, so all of my sales reps or all of my managers. You can see the options here, maybe send it based on territories, and go ahead and email out that report. If I want to send it immediately, you can schedule it for later. All right, so you can go ahead and send out the report, and that's a great way just to keep all of your team updated on the various progress of deals in your pipeline, sales that you've done this month, different things like that. And once you get a handle on the reports in the CRM, you can also begin to play around with dashboards. And this is just a way to visualize the different reporting components and data in your CRM system. So leads by status, for example, that will pull from my leads module. Sales by account, that's going to pull from my accounts module. And just like the homepage dashboard, all of these are dynamic and fluid, so I can go in, change up the size of these dashboards, kind of reorganize how I see them on the page. And also, each of these dashboards now comes with an embed code. So if I click on embed URL that'll generate a unique URL that I can copy and paste into a third-party dashboard. Now you can't just simply copy and paste this link to email out to share the dashboard. This is just for embedding, let's say, onto your website or different third parties. So we've had a request for that feature, so we're happy to now have that available for you guys. All right, so at this point I'm going to show you, I mentioned how when you create a new deal, you can customize the stages that deal goes through to a close. And here in my deals module, this one is at a closed one, but I can go in and actually modify that to say it was a closed loss. Different ways to change that up. But if you want to see how to set up and customize this particular pipeline for your business, there's a really easy way to do that. So I'm going to go into Setup. And setup is what we'll look at in the next webinar, the setup and customization. And we'll be going over user controls, how to customize your various modules, and also look at importing and exporting data. So if you're interested in that, we definitely invite you to join us in that next session. But under customization, you want to click on modules, because we're essentially customizing an element of our deals module. All right, so if I hover over that, you'll see an option here for stage probability mapping. And this is something that you can set up whenever you first start using a CRM, or as your business progresses. These stages will most likely change over time as you kind of hone in on what works for your selling funnel. And you can go in and completely customize these, rename them. You can delete certain stages. You can add more stages. So again, it is really easy for you to come in and customize that and adapt the CRM to the process that works best for you. All right, so that's how you would set that up. And then every time you add a new lead, create new contacts, set up a new deal in your pipeline, you can fully customize the funnel that it goes through and the sales process that your sales team need to go through to follow that deal to a close. All right, so this completes the demo portion of today's session. At this point, I'm going to click back over to the slides and share with you some of the resources that we have to help you get started further with CRM. All right, so as you're choosing your CRM system, as I mentioned, it's really important that you map out your sales process and figure out the best organization for your team, and then adapt the CRM and customize it to fit your particular needs. So decide what you want the CRM to do for you. At that point, we encourage you to talk to one of our CRM account managers. We're happy to spend some time with you walking over your different options. They'll also go over pricing, the different additions, to kind of figure out which one is best for you. Of course, we encourage you to do a trial period of the various additions. And you can also register for the next webinar, which is setting up and customizing your CRM. We'll also go into some of the automation features, so setting up workflow rules, lead assignments, different things like that. So please do reach out to us. You can reach our support team. We're around 24/7. Reach out to our sales team. Go ahead and give them a call, shoot them an email. Also consult the other help documents that we have on our website. There's a great getting started guide, a user guide to help you walk through each of the different modules and flows. And if you need a little more localized help or maybe some help on particular strategy, you can always reach out to one of our certified consultants. And we have a list of them available by region, by industry on our website. So that should be helpful for you to get a little more one-on-one consultation. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope that this was useful for you just to get a feel of what the CRM looks like, the different modules you can play around with, how to add a new lead to your system, how to convert that lead, and then a look at some of the reports that you can run and how to create new reports and send those reports to various members of your team. So thank you for your time, and we hope to see you at our next setup and customization session. Thank you.